Welcome back to Denver and Bunny. I am Denver, and today we're going to go over January tier list for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, in the past we've done a week 1 tier list. I wanted to do a tier list every week, but for other reasons I thought it'd be more efficient to put out guides and stuff towards the beginning so we could do a monthly tier list for the year of 2019. So before we begin, I just want to go over a couple of things. One, this tier list is not ordered. I don't order my tier lists. If I were to do that, I would just rank the characters, and I feel like that's kind of a waste of time when I could just make a rough tier list and use that as a general guide for my game. And secondly, I'm not going to go over every single character here. We're going to go over a good chunk of them, talk about them. We're probably going to name everybody in every tier, but we're not going to explicitly go over them. Without further ado, let's begin. So to start off, we have the S+ tier. Now the S+ tier is everybody who's the best of the best in this game. These are the greatest characters, without a doubt, undoubtedly the best characters in the game. And in that tier we have Chrom and Inkling. Now Inkling has a wide variety of tool sets. She has her Ink, which is very potent and can deal extra damage, which is always nice, and can easily string together nice, quick, damage-heavy combos on her opponents. Chrom is a fast sword fighter that can deal a whole lot of damage. Although he has no really range attacks, for a sword fighter, that's okay. Chrom deals so much damage and has so much utility that he's one of the best, if not the best, characters in the game. Now the S tier are the really good characters that I think will see a lot of competitive play, but aren't quite the best in the game. We have Pichu, Pikachu, and King K. Rool. King K. Rool is the best heavyweight in the game, without a doubt. Many people think he's the best character in the game as a whole, which I solemnly disagree. King K. Rool is very powerful, but Inkling and Chrom have more utility than King K. Rool does. K. Rool has a lot of powerful moves, does a lot of damage, and is very quick. It's still a great choice. Personally, I believe Pichu is better than Pikachu. The speed and hitbox that Pichu offers compared to Pikachu's, I think is enough to make Pichu better. And Pichu Thunderbolt is just so much better than Pikachu's. Regardless, both of these characters are both very fast, do a lot of damage, and have great recoveries. Moving on to the A tier, these are characters that are very competitively viable at the top tier of play, but aren't quite the best in the game. So we have Roy. Roy's basically a worse version of Chrom. Sonic, Peach and Daisy, who combo very well. Snake, who's one of the better heavyweights in the game. Link, who's the second best sword fighter in the game. Link offers a lot to the table, having a good close and long range game. Donkey Kong, Lucario, Isabelle, Pokemon Trainer, Fox and Falco, which many people think are in the top 5 best characters in the game. Rob, who many pros are starting to believe is also in the top 5 in the game. And Pit and Dark Pit, who can very easily and efficiently string nice combos together. Moving on to the B tier. B tier is basically all the characters who are still competitively viable and have an edge above the competition, but are not quite the best in the game. Usually people who are very good at a certain character in this tier will do very good in tournaments, but it's not a character that most people can just pick up and dominate with. So we have Cloud, who's the most fun sword fighter in the game, in my humble opinion. Mega Man is very strong and is very tournament viable. Mewtwo, Shulk, Wii Fit, Ness and Lucas, Bowser, Luigi, Ganondorf, Mario, Incineroar, who has a nice grab and a nice moveset, but has a very poor recovery. Corrin, Young Link, Dr. Mario, Palutena, Toon Link, Meta Knight, Yoshi, Wario, Zero Suit, Greninja, Marth, Lucina. Now all of these characters are very good fighters, and they all can see competitive play at the top ranks of the game. But a lot of these characters have weaknesses. For example, Shulk, you have to very well be able to control him. If you're not very, very good at him, you're not good at him at all. His Monado arts are very difficult to master, and even when mastered, he can be very powerful, but sometimes characters like Inkling, King K. Rool, and Pikachu are just more than enough to defeat him. Incineroar has a lot of great moves, great grabs, and is a great character overall, but has a very bad recovery, and it's hard to recover from that. No pun intended. So now moving on to C tier, these are the characters that are good, and you can still play in tournaments, except one of them, which we'll get to that. but are not the best in the game. They're definitely good enough to play, but not so great. So we have Ridley, who has seen a lot of tournament play at Don't Park in the Grass. Diddy Kong, Zelda. Diddy Kong has received a major nerf in Smash 4 and is very much so less competitively viable. He's actually a lot worse in this game and is almost not playable in the top tiers of the game. Olimar, Villager, Sheik. Rosalina and Luma. Wii Sword Fighter, who is not legal in tournaments due to the customization moves, which is a good thing for the community as a whole. But I do believe Wii Sword Fighter should not be as powerful as he is. None of those three characters should have any potential in competitive play, even if it's just online. These characters should be worse than the bunch, but should be fun to play around with. Mr. Game & Watch, Robin, Jigglypuff, and Bayonetta. Bayonetta has received major nerfs in the last game, and I haven't seen a lot of play since. Although I do believe Bayonetta is still a great character, not many people have decided to pick her up since then due to the overwhelming amount of new, powerful fighters. B tier, these characters, in the right hands, can be beasts, but are usually not so great. For example, Pac-Man. Pac-Man's not a great character, but in the hands of a high-level player, can be very good. Same goes for King Dedede. Also in this tier list, we have Ken and Ryu, who are very powerful, heavy hitters, but these moves don't make up for their lack of a good recovery. In addition to that, the moveset is very limited and immobile. We have Simon and Richter, who are great fighters, but have terrible recoveries, making them playable, but very difficult and very risky. We have the Ice Climbers, who have just proven to be not so great in this game. In older iterations, with the addition of chain grabbing, Ice Climbers were very powerful, as you could chain grab from one to the next. But now that that's out of the game, Ice Climbers cannot do as much as they used to. Wolf, who is just definitely the worst of the 3-star Fox characters in the game. In the hands of a right player, he can be very good, but overall, he's hard to master, very difficult, and even when mastered, is not as great as he could be. And Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon is an interesting pick. Captain Falcon can be really cool and good, but for the most part, he's not the greatest character. Some of his matchups are great, and some of them are terrible. Moving on to E tier, these are the people who didn't really fall in D or F, who are just bad overall, but are still somewhat playable in casual game. So here we have Kirby, who is very cute and lightweight, but does not do enough damage and is too easy to knock off the stage to be a great character in this game. Samus and Dark Samus, who don't have a lot going for them besides their bombs, which is very easily predictable and is very easily spammable on their part, which makes them a bad character overall. Being able to predict your enemy is very key in this game, and when Dark Samus and Samus make it easier for you, that's very helpful for your game plan. And Meat Gunner. Meat Gunner is a great fighter for casual play. She's very fun. I think she's the most fun out of all of them, but quite simply, is not that great. In addition to that, not tournament legal due to the fact that you can customize the moves and change them as you wish. Moving on to the F tier, these are the worst of the worst. These characters aren't very good in this game and are not really playable. On your couch, sure, but they'll probably lose even there. Here we have Bowser Jr., Little Mac, who's a very fun character to play as, but is not so great due to the lack of recovery and lack of overall mobility. Due to the lack of recovery on his part. Duck Hunt Duo, who's just a bad character overall, and Mii Brawler. Mii Brawler is without a doubt the worst of the Mii trilogy. He doesn't have as much of a great moveset and choices as the other characters, and it's just worse overall. Many people, before this game was released or fully explored, thought he would be the best out of the Mii fighters, but turned out to be wrong. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. Consider subscribing. We're really trying to hit some new heights in 2019, so I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below where you disagree with this list, because it's a pretty rough draft. The game's still not fully fledged out, so I can't say exactly how everybody's tiered. But I'd like to know your thoughts down below. In addition to that, we're doing a giveaway on this channel. When we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to be giving away Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass. And when we hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, we're doing the same thing. So be sure to hit up a follow on both of those. Future news will be uploaded to this channel, so turn on notifications if you're interested in that. Thank you for watching. Denver, everybody, out.